Okay, let's talk about the energy of your intention. What does your come from? So, in the IEP methodology, which stands for your intentional energetic presence, we have a lot of different frameworks and pathways to support people on how they're actually showing up, creating impact, their leadership presence, their executive presence, how they're creating a culture, how they're creating better business results, how they're creating better physician bedside manner. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all of the IP methodology, as many of you know by now, is about your impact. It is what is the impact that you're creating? And also, by the way, how are you creating it in a way that keeps you whole, keeps you feeling good, keeps you in right relationship with yourself, and keeps you from burning out? Because as we know, burnout is real. It is a genuine challenge that seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. So what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the energy of your intention, what you come from. So I'm going to focus on the I in the IEP work. This is one component. This is not all inclusive of the different nuance of this methodology, but I do want to talk about the intention and the energy that comes from your intention. All right. So for example, as you're setting an intention is what we say we want to have happen. It's an energetic intention. It's something, it's not a to-do list, although there may be things that you're going to do in your checklist to fulfill your intention. An intention to me is bigger. It's kind of like a vision for what you're going to create, what your impact is actually going to be. So for example, at the end of the day, I know as I walk into a meeting, my intention for impact is that I want my team to feel seen and heard and cared about. And I want us to have our next steps in place so that we know where we're going for this particular deal. Or an intention may be, I want this client to feel really, really solid in this work. And I want them to be really happy about the way that this work went at the end of the day. An intention might be, I want us in this contract or the sales meeting or whatever it might be to have an agreement for next steps. Like I lay my head down on the pillow and we have an agreement for next steps. We know what we're doing together next. We may have a no. I have a clear no that this is not going to happen. So intention is not just checking off the list. It's actually a bigger thing of what is the vision for what I want to have happen. We can have little tiny intentions and we can have huge intentions. You know, a huge intention might be, I want my company 5 years from now to be doing X, Y, and Z, or I want to write 3 more books that hit the New York Times bestseller list within the next 5 years. Like that's a big intention. Some people set intentions around their retirement. Some people set intentions around the quality of their marriage and their relationships. Some people set intentions around their parenting, right? So big intentions, or it could be a little intention, you know, like I want to go into this meeting. I want to have a good time. I want us to get X, Y, and Z done. And I want us to walk out all happy and feeling whole. The thing to be looking at is to look at what is your come from? Where's your intention coming from? So is your intention in service of what you're doing? Or is your intention, for example, for you to make yourself look good? This happens all the time with sales. Somebody's going into a sales conversation and it's getting kind of weird with the energy. It's stuck. The prospect is not really feeling it. It's not really happening. The energy might feel a little bit stuck. And if I take a step back with the sales team or the executive or whoever was pushing to make that thing happen, if we take a step back and really look at, okay, well, hold on a second. What was your intention? What's your come from for your intention? The surface level they're going to say is, well, I want to close the deal. Okay. But go deeper than that. Why? What's important to you about that? Well, we need the money. Or I'm trying to get a sales award. Or I want to look good. Or I want to be really important. Or I'm trying to hit my numbers. Okay. So just notice where the come from is of all those intentions. We need the money. I want to look good. I want to hit my sales numbers. I'm in a competition. If you're coming from a place of intention with another person and it's all about you, it's going to be a little wobbly versus having the intention of, well, I want to sell this to this client because I really care about their success. Or my intention is to be of service to them. My intention is to help them solve this problem with our products. My intention is of service. Okay. Now, Notice that's the difference. The difference is my come from is being in service of this other person or this bigger thing versus just me looking good or making money or being successful. We have to have the intention that is focused in service of. This is huge. This is a huge game changer. And I promise you, if you start to look at this and you start to look at where things are not happening in your life, your intentions may be a little bit wonky in your come from. Now, this doesn't mean you forget yourself because let's be honest, like, of course, you're a business. Of course, you want to close the business. Of course, you want to make money. Of course, you need to make money. So I'm not saying to discount that. I'm saying both have to be present. And actually, in order to be most in service of and to have the most powerful intention that gets you into the portal of purpose, which the portal of purpose I talk about in Contagious You a lot. I talk about it, the portal of purpose, the place where we can get into in an impact stream, so to speak, the portal we can get into for impact when we're coming from the right place is exquisite. I want you to just look at what is your come from, because if your come from is in service of, and you're really truly holding an intention for being in service of, the energy amplifies. You're gonna be able to move through there more quickly. Don't forget yourself. Of course, you want to take care of yourself, of course. And even if you're looking to win a sales meeting or a sales award, or you're looking to look good, or you want to be the smartest guy in the room, okay, cool. Just be aware that that is where you're coming from. You know, a lot of times when people will do something for somebody else, this is where I really see this show up. I've done it myself too. Like, we all do it. So there's never make wrong in any of this. This just, you guys should always know, like, there's never make wrong in anything I'm saying. I'm offering it because I've seen it a million times, and also because I've experienced it personally. Okay. So we're all in this together, but I want to underline these things because they are the little tiny nuanced tweaks in the IEP methodology that can help unlock really, really beautiful results and relationships and deals. Okay. So another place where I'll see this is where somebody does something for somebody. Okay. And they do something for somebody. They say, oh no, I just did it for them because I wanted to do it for them to be generous. Okay, cool. But then very quietly, the person is hoping for a big thank you, or they want something back in return. So there's a covert little agenda in there quietly. So that intention was not purely pure. It was not purely in service of the other person. So if you do something for somebody and then you're upset because they didn't respond a certain way, or they didn't thank you, or they didn't reciprocate, then you got to go back and check your intention. What was your come from? And if you're doing something for somebody and you're like, oh, well, I want to do this because I really want them to feel good and I want them to feel important, whatever you might say it is that you're doing this thing for. You're doing a corporate initiative, you're doing a training program, you're bonusing your people, whatever it is. That's great. Check your come from. Is your come from to be in service of them and to give to them? Or is it because you want to look like the hero? You want to look like the hero. You want to look good. It's really about you. It's okay. Just be clear about your intention. So that's the energy of intention. That is the energy. When you get into business deals, when you get into friendship deals, when you get into relationships, there's always overt and covert things happening. I'm a big fan of making everything really overt. So at least we know what our intentions are. So if I'm going into something and I'm like a sales deal, I want to close something, my intention is always focused on, I want to be of service to this company. If we don't think we can be of service to this company, or if I don't think I can be helpful to this executive that I'm advising now, if I don't truly in my heart of hearts believe that, and if I can't hold a clean intention to be in service of them, then I'm in trouble. Now, I can also, at the same time as the CEO of our company, hold the intention of, yes, of course, we're looking to expand this work. Yes, of course, we're looking to scale. Of course, we want the revenue. But I have to be clear about my intention. I don't want any sneaky stuff going on, because that energy can get really toxic quickly. So, all right, play with it this week. Thanks everyone, as always, for being here. And if you have questions, if you want to explore this work further, if you would like to talk about how we might work together, just go ahead, reach out. Here's contact us. All right. I am, for the rest of 2024, I am doing some private advisory again. I'm putting myself out either as a private executive advisor for some one-on-one stuff, or to work with your executive teams. And we have really beautiful ways to roll this work out to the rest of your workforce if you want to expand the work for your workforce. Okay. Take a look at our website, or just use this content. Have fun. We'll see you soon. Take care.